Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
This episode of the Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by our Amazon page. It's the most important way to support the Mike O'Mara Show, especially during the holidays. The next time you need to buy any gift for that person you love, just go to MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon or click the Amazon button on our website. Then shop like you normally would. It's that simple, and happy holidays from the Mike O'Mara Show and everybody at Amazon.com.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Oscar?
Yes?
Big weekend in the city.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm surprised you're even here in Alert today because I think you were part of that demonstration at the Big Chair, weren't you?
Rally?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we lost one of the great ones. If, you may be a fan, you may be an opponent, you may see him as a great politician, a great leader.
A checkered past.
He certainly had a checkered past, but one thing that he brought ever forward was opinions. Everyone had an opinion about the mayor for life. And I believe this might be his first interview after his death.
Check out my wing.
Because I didn't see him on Channel 5.
Check out my big wings. I'm flying.
I didn't see you on Channel 5 this morning, Mayor. Is this your first post-death interview?
It's my first post-death interview. How you doing? It's great to be up here.
Mayor
I'm just
for
so
life.
glad no more.
Mayor Marion Barry.
My hat goes off. My little white hat that I'm wearing, my special angel hat it goes off to Oscar Santana, the only resident of the District of Columbia. Yeah,
Ward 8, baby.
Yeah. How you
Ward
doing?
8.
All right. Oh, boy, it's so nice. I love the air up here. I just float around. It's fantastic. I can see. I can go right to the 50-yard line of the Redskins games. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, they don't play at RFK anymore.
No, I know that. They play out of Raljon.
No, it's not Raljon. It's Landover.
Yeah, it's Raljon.
No, it's
That kid
Landover.
couldn't name it after his kid. Landover. Oh, Landover.
His kid.
Landover.
Mayor, you made
Higher than a kite. Hello.
You made quite the splash. I want to congratulate you for passing on the eve of your Oprah Winfrey special airing.
Yeah.
What are the odds?
No,
Was that planned?
I thought it might be a good way to promote. I just stepped out of the shower the other day, and boom, bang, boom. That was it. Gone, game, set, match. I was done.
So,
but I just like to say thank you to all the people who Ward 8. You always supported me.
Was it
very happy.
what finally did you in? Was it the Beaties or was it the itis?
The ticker just quit.
Oh, bad heart.
Ain't that a bitch? Ticker just said bye-bye. I don't understand. I'm not a doctor, so but I play one on TV.
No, you don't.
I'm just kidding. I'm happy to be up here.
But you did have a basis in science. I remember I was going through some of my favorite moments that you had. Not so much your stolen cufflinks and Rolexes, but I always
remember the incinerator.
Yes, your energy machine.
Yeah, my energy machine, and I never came to fruition. Unfortunately, we tried to burn garbage and create energy.
Yeah, you
and I
could
thought
power
that was
all of Ward 8 with banana peels, you said.
Yeah, that's right. I thought what would happen was that, we get a chance to, take people's garbage, banana peels, milk cartons, burn them up in the incinerator and create energy for it. What's that, Oscar?
Like in Back to the Future.
Mr. Fusion.
Yeah, the only thing we didn't have that DeLorean that kid had. Ralphie or whatever.
Marty McFly.
Yeah, that's Ralphie. Well, that's Christmas Story, isn't it? Yeah. That's right. That's the way it goes.
Do they have a Camelot in heaven?
Oh, hey, look how quick I can move. I can move like a UFO. Watch this.
Oh,
right.
Wow.
To the right, to the right, to the right, to the left, to the left, to the left. Yeah. I just do it a little bit of this electric slide.
You must feel great.
I feel good. You feel fantastic after you leave the body. My body was crapping out on there. Years of abuse. Yeah, I feel good right now. I tell you, I could cut a rug. I'm up here with all my friends. Chuck Brown.
I was going to say Chuck Brown, the godfather
fantastic
of
time.
Go is up there.
Yeah. And I tell you something. I'm just glad for just a moment or so to take some of the heat off Bill Cosby. That's
certainly.
Yeah,
certainly it does that. It does.
Oh man,
indeed.
I tell you. He won't be coming up here, that's for sure. I made my bed, and I asked for forgiveness for my sins. He better do that quick. He's not a young man, you know what I mean? He's got to do that right away.
You've asked for forgiveness almost on a regular basis, didn't you?
I ask for forgiveness on a daily basis. I don't, I know how my sins. I know I've done bad. And I know that in order for me to get up here and have my special new suit with wings on it, I would have to ask for significant amounts of forgiveness.
Now, you're the first time I've ever seen an angel that has a big foam rubber finger.
Yeah, that's right. That means, you see what it says? Look at the writing that I had silk screened on it in gold letters. It says, heaven is number one. Heaven is number one.
Well.
I'm politicking all the time. I just, later on, I have lunch with Tip O'Neill. I'll be over here, yeah.
Mayor.
Absolutely, yeah. And then tonight, very special Monday night. We got a big Monday night plan. It's a live concert with James Brown. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm very, very excited.
Mayor,
yes, Oscar.
Local and national media reports are comparing you to two people. One is Bill Clinton as far as politics.
Yeah, Bill Clinton. I'll take that comparison. He was very successful, don't you
The
know?
other is the former Mayor Ford of Toronto.
Right.
Not a chance. That's crap. That's crap. That fat, lard piece of garbage. I don't have anything to do now. Don't compare me to that man. He didn't have the success ratio. He's out on his ass. I'm not out on my ass. You know, I was mayor for life. I could have run for mayor 55 times. I would have been okay.
Win every time. You'd win every time.
Yeah, I would have been all right. I would have been A-okay.
Now, question for you. Is up there in heaven...
Sure, question for me. I entertain your questions, white boy.
Do they have everything that you loved about your fair city? Like, do they have clubs like, we're right across from Good Guys?
I'd like to address the fact that I think my life was shortened by the fact that people like you, Rob, would not come into the city on a regular basis based on your suburban fears of the inner cities. That's it. You come in every day, but you leave every day. You get out as fast as you can. You don't linger. You don't see friends. You don't have lunches. You don't, How about Men Who Lunch? By Rob Spiewak.
Yeah.
Men Who Lunch. I think that'd be a good idea.
Maybe go to Ben's Chili Bowl on U Street.
Ben's Chili. Oh, see, there you are. It's always about Ben's Chili Bowl. Yeah, okay. Why don't you go down to Ben's Chili Bowl, meet Andrew Langer down there. Oh, that's right. He's not your friend anymore.
No, he's nobody's friend.
He's nobody's friend anymore. He just went away. He just vanished.
Hey,
he took too much crap for the Mike O'Mara show. That's the way that goes.
There is one thing
libertarian right-wing hump, that's for sure.
You were taken away so young and too soon.
Too soon. I tell you, I had a lot of work to do.
Who will take some time this week to pardon the Ward 8 turkey?
The Ward 8 turkey? Oh, my God. I completely forgot that. I had to usually pardon the Ward 8 turkey. We, the White House has its turkey pardoning, and I would tell you that the Ward 8 turkey always a skinnier bird, unfortunately.
I remember 3 years ago.
Skinny bird. A couple of years we didn't have a turkey. We had to use a chicken.
Yeah, it was. I remember in 2011 it was a pigeon.
Well, actually, it was a pigeon 2 years in a row. We had a pigeon.
That was the lookout.
That's right. It was a lookout pigeon. But a couple of years, we didn't even have a live chicken. We had a dead chicken. I'd just say, I pardon you, and I'd say, throw it in the trash. Go ahead and throw it in the trash. Go ahead. Do that. There's no need for that at all. But I know I will be missed. If there's one thing you can say about Marion for Life Barry, the fact is I brought energy and excitement to the table. I was always saying exciting things, and I was always in the news media where I was crashing my car in a bad part of the city at a bad particular time, going down to the Camelot to watch my girlfriend on stage. There are lots of fun things that I did, that's for sure.
Now, what about Cora Masters Barry and Ethelyn Barry?
Well, I've given this a great deal of thought. Turn off my harp music.
Yeah, turn it
God
off.
Damn it, turn off. Hey! Oh, I didn't mean to say that, sir.
Now, that's actually the
I'm
Soul
sorry.
Searchers that
well,
are
hold on
playing
just
the
a
harps.
second. No, I said, I took his name. I am sorry.
While in his home.
I did not mean to offend you.
You're in God's house.
Please forgive me.
His house.
Yeah. Okay, you were asking about my exes?
Yes.
Is that what you were doing?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Unfortunately, I've given this a great deal of thought. There are many women that have crossed paths with Mayor Barry over the course of his political career. And there are lots
Do you
of
want
times
to say that again?
There are many women that have crossed paths with. Hold on just a second. There are many women that have crossed paths with me. There are many women.
Many women.
Who have crossed paths with me.
Your path.
In my career, course of my political career.
Right.
But I do not dwell on those things.
Okay.
I look forward to my life in the hereafter. Mm-hmm. And I hope that everybody will pray for me to make the right choices while I'm up here in heaven. And as far as the ladies that have come my way in the course of my life down on earth,
yes.
After much reflection, I have one thing to say.
Just one thing?
Yes.
What?
Screw them.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business. From the entertainment capital of the world.
Sorry for late. Gabriel. You started without me? You cut the turkey without me? Come on, believe. They start without us, we go.
Every year you are late, Gabriel. We were hungry, the kids wanted to eat, we were ready, we couldn't wait.
You're all flesh and blood and you couldn't wait? You cut the turkey? That's it. You cut the turkey. It took us hours to get here. You live miles from nowhere. It's too far, for God's sake. Too far for relatives. Get new relatives. Get relatives that live near you and who you wait for.
Gabriel, for God's sake, let's not make an issue out
You know
of
what
the
it
turkey.
is? That's what happens when you get to be wealthy. You got a wealthy son, so you don't even wait for your brother to come before you cut the turkey. The hell with you!
To hell with me?
Yeah, they got to wait till every relative is there before the turkey's cut. I said enough.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his easy chair, here's Mike.
That was a clip from every Thanksgiving in New Haven, Connecticut when I was growing up as a kid.
Oh, I thought it was at Gary Stein's house.
Hi. Live from the Cappy Piper Studios, this is the Mike O'Mara Show, heard worldwide. We are powered by Encore Insurance Services with over 26 million listeners and downloads. Heard daily, every single day at MikeO'MaraShow.com and exclusively over the air on the mighty 1630 KC Jaja in the heart of the Heartland. Go Hawks.
I bet I know who's listening today as he's a freshman. He's from Somerset, New Jersey, at linebacker, number 20 Oscar, Jameer Outsey.
Oh, Jameer Outsey.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's check his navel, shall we? Find out if it's insy or an outsy.
Well,
I'd like to check that
That's
out.
what the young lady's asking his personal life because he's getting
Yes,
laid all the time.
That's right. He's getting plenty of ass.
Ain't he naughty?
Anyway,
Yeah, good trim.
the Mike O'Mara Show is a daily podcast and radio show with the greatest listeners on the planet. Why?
Why is this?
Because they get it. Our show today is brought to you by a sponsor that is catching fire on the Mike O'Mara Show. That's Cameron Hughes Wine. You've heard us talking about Cameron Hughes Wine. What they do is they take extra wine from the best vineyards, and they sell it to you at an incredible discount. And now, ladies and gentlemen, you've been clamoring for it because the deals just got better.
Wow.
An unbelievable Cyber Weekend special that starts this Friday, and it is only for our listeners. You loved Cameron Hughes before. You're going to love it even more now. 30% off your entire purchase and free shipping and free gift bags. Yay! Who doesn't want free gift bags?
Love that.
Free gift bags. Free gift bags.
Starlight.
Yay!
Don't have to wrap
Free
anything.
gift bags. But you have to order this weekend. Please do this. Cyber Weekend deal ends Monday at midnight. So order this holiday weekend or the rest of this week. The only way to get our Black Friday Cyber Weekend 30% off and free shipping is to go to chwine.com. Write that down. chwine.com. Then click on the microphone in the upper left-hand corner. You type in the code TMOS and get any wine for 30% off with free shipping. And wine is expensive to ship, so that's a great deal too. Make sure to go online this Friday to chwine.com, click the microphone, and enter the code TMOS. Don't wait. These wines won't last with a deal like this. Certain restrictions may apply. We love Cameron Hughes wine, and you will too. So welcome, welcome, welcome. It is the big holiday week. We're doing 3 shows for you this week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
We'll do it live.
And we're doing them live for you, live on tape, the way we do. We'll upload them for you usually about the same time, 12:30 Eastern time, each and every day. And, if you want, stockpile some of our old archive shows when you're taking your long trips home. A lot of people like to do that, and I have been told.
Yes.
I do not know this because I participate in the show. I am not the regular listener like you are, but I have been told that when you stockpile the Mike O'Mara Show, like 8, 9 episodes, it makes that trip go bing. Bingo, bingo.
It does. And, Mike, what is Thanksgiving but a time of memories? And why not relive some of your favorite memories, not just with your real family, but with your podcast family?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yes, with our family to your family. So, huge weekend for D.C. people because
Yes.
Mayor for Life, Marion Barry, bought the farm. I guess he had heart issues. That's why. Brought on by a variety of health issues that the former mayor had, and
Kidney transplant, diabetes.
I look, and I look at that growing up from my baby DJ days. He was a huge figure, and the fact is that
to the day he died, he was a huge figure.
Well, here's the thing that's amazing, and you've got politicians throughout the country that are like this. This was a man who was videotaped in one of the worst drug cities in America, a city that had a rampant crime issue, and they were trying to deal with this. And during the height of that, our mayor was caught on videotape in an FBI sting, bringing a crack pipe to his mouth and partaking of crack cocaine. And it's one thing to do it. It's another thing to actually see it on video. And this was back in the day where that was rare. You just didn't see that type of thing.
It was yet another thing when one of the biggest stations in town, Channel 9, did an after midnight television special where you could watch the entire video. I mean, and it was shocking to see this.
He goes to jail after that. He comes back, and then he has 2 other runs at mayor, which is wild. Successful runs.
Yes.
Successful runs.
And city council, and he stayed active in D.C. politics for a long time after that. And you will get people that will say that this is what's wrong with incumbents and with iconic political figures, but you would get people from Ward 8 that would tell you that the reason this man was successful is because he knew how to get down to the grassroots level and communicate with his constituency, and that is why he was as successful as he was. You go back and look at his record during the Civil Rights era, and he was a tremendous community activist during the Civil Rights era. But this was, there is no doubt that this man was the personification of a corrupt politician, and even afterwards, he had continuing issues that were ethical issues that would surface in the news, where he might be seen in a particular part of town that he wasn't supposed to be seen at. It was on and on and on.
It was only about a year ago that he had a big deal with parking tickets, unpaid parking tickets.
Like
and
200 of them or something like that.
But
right?
I think my favorite allegation, Mike, and it was just an allegation, so who knows what really happened. But when he was accused of exposing himself to a cleaning woman in a men's room, and he was able to communicate his excuse, which was with his arthritis, he was unable to put himself back together. Now, why he was approaching her, I don't know. But this is all alleged, and my best to the Berry family.
Well, let's go to our resident city dweller, the man who doesn't vote, but a
I
man who
voted
nonetheless,
this past election.
Yes.
He voted. Well, that's good.
Yes.
You're better than I did. I didn't vote in the past election.
Bowser and for weed.
And you were successful with the weed, right?
And Bowser.
Who is Bowser, the guy from Sha-Na-Na?
It's a Miriam Bowser, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay.
Super Mario.
If I'm not mistaken, you
Yes.
might well be because you don't even know what you're voting for. So the
won.
weed got passed.
Stick with the winner, Mike.
Well, she won. She got like 80% of the vote. She was going to win regardless. My vote doesn't count.
Your vote counts immensely.
No, it doesn't.
Sure it does.
Not even with the weed. With 69%. I couldn't have gone, and it would have been fine.
See, on my end, that was one of the days that I wasn't feeling so hot, and I did not go out, and it was right after you guys had it was the Tuesday after you guys all came down for the baptism, and I had to send my daughters away that particular day. That was election day, and I don't know. I look back, and you wonder if if you had voted. I think it was one of those liberal shows, either Jon Stewart or Bill Maher, where they said, in the case of, Bill Maher was saying this, in the case of South Florida, that now that Rick Scott was reelected, 700,000 people are not going to be able to get on the healthcare rolls because of the fact that they've got a conservative in the state house again. And if we had gotten out and voted, 700,000 people might have healthcare. So
Was
I
he
feel
the
kinda
guy that took
guilty
money?
about that?
Did he take money from Big Sugar?
Yeah, I think
the
so.
guy?
I think so. Yeah.
Look,
I know that the other guy was saying, Rick Scott, too shady for the sunshine.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Not too shady to get elected, though.
As a D.C. resident, again, he had two. The fact that he went to jail, came back, and then was elected mayor again.
Yep.
Blows my mind. Just growing up in this area, you knew as a kid, I was like, how does the mayor of D.C. smoke crack? Because you see that on television.
It's incredible.
It's the
It was
first time you
absolutely
ever really see it.
mind-boggling.
Yep.
You
Right.
said there's no way this man could come back from this, and as you grow up, you realize that he can, and he did, and he didn't just hold that office. He had a city council seat. He was always involved in the politics of the city, and a lot of people attribute it to his summer jobs program from years past.
Sure.
Which in the long run may not have been the most fiscally responsible program, and it was riddled with controversy, but it gave a lot of people a leg up that didn't have a leg up.
Yeah. Well, that's the nice story, and the not nice story will be that nobody played the race card like Marion Barry.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody played the race card, and when Marion Barry was caught on videotape smoking crack, he framed that debate as really not his misbehavior, but the man and the white establishment trying to keep him down, and nobody played that card better than Marion Barry. And really, when you look at race relations in our society now, when I talk about things not changing, you get that. You get that feeling with issues like the police and the black community, and you can see it really. I find social networking an amazing way to see how the whole thing shapes up. You see people on one side, and it's really. I hate to say this, but it seems to me a black-white issue, and you've got the same people that want to slam the African American communities all the time, and then you've got the same African Americans that want to just say, all cops are the white devil, and that's just the way it is. When the truth, really, anybody that would analyze the issue is somewhere in between. Yeah. And then you throw in the media, and I've been watching this Ferguson story, and I see no real, outside of an indictment, which will still result in demonstrations in the street.
Right.
I see no way of anything other than an indictment, with the media hype that's surrounding this, resulting in a chance for people to go bat-s. And no matter how many, and also the powers that be, that governor in Missouri sending in the National Guard. I'm not sure whether that that kind of press helps. You're actually sending in troops already before anything has even happened, and that's kind of like saying, well, they know we're going to riot in the streets with this, so might as well do it. But it also, everything I've read about this, between the people that say this was a wonderful kid who should not have attacked this officer, and then you get people on the other side that say, well, he was a thug, look, he pushed that store owner and he attacked the cop, and it's just everybody's made their opinions known. Yep. There's nobody. No, I look at this issue more than anything else. I don't know if I'm alone or in a small minority. I look at this whole thing and I say, I really don't know what happened. I know they shouldn't have left the kid in the street for hours, which was about the worst thing I've ever seen. It was terrible to do that.
Tragic.
But I don't know. I don't know what happened. I saw the videotape that he was robbing a store, and he was certainly intimidating that store owner. But I also look at the autopsy and I say, well, how close was he to the cop? Or did the cop really have to pump that many bullets into him? I don't know. And nobody really knows. I don't think there's anybody in the public that knows what's going on with this. So everybody's got their opinions, and it looks like Ferguson's going to blow up if this cop is not indicted, regardless of whether he's negotiating an end to his contract and he's not going to be on the police force anymore. But that gets back to, I felt that, this is even before O.J., when Marion Barry was smoking that crack pipe. I felt that, and I think, Rob, I know you remember being in the city. At that point, it felt that way then.
It's
did. Like, oh, yeah, he's Marion Barry, but, they're just out to get him. No, they weren't out to get him. He was in a hotel smoking crack. That's the truth. But
people that went out and voted, and a lot of people attribute not just his summer jobs program, but this city had been so affected by crack cocaine at that point in history, right? That they said, yeah, especially his constituents, went out and said, "We know what crack cocaine does to families. We know what it's all about. We're going to give this guy a second chance, and we're going to vote him back in office once he serves his time."
And I think history would show you that the track record of mayors after Marion Barry, this is not an easy city to govern.
No.
It's not an easy city to govern at all.
There might have been a few systems.
They can't do that. Even if they want to, I don't know if
Mike,
they can
there
do
might
it.
have been a few systems set in place that made it a difficult job to do.
Mike, I'm going to say this.
Very good. That's the orange line.
But I think the purpose, Mike, of a eulogy is not just to show the bad sides of a person. Why can't we focus on something positive? And I'd like, if I could, to refresh in your mind the image. I believe it was a blizzard in 1987 when the Redskins were playing an away game. The city was literally shut down. M
Absolutely
Street,
paralyzed.
Wisconsin Avenue had 18 inches of snow
18?
on the roads.
Jeez.
The city was shut down.
That never happened in the city.
City was paralyzed,
What
though.
was the mayor doing? What was the mayor doing to fix the city?
He was wearing a giant styrofoam Redskins. Here's the thing that was weird about what he wore, too. He was wearing a giant Redskins cowboy hat. Now, here's the thing.
It's sort
Back
of
in
a
the day,
mixed
we really
message.
had a rivalry with the Cowboys, so it was this yellow with the lazy R on its cowboy hat that he wore. And he was in trouble because he went out of town. He was out of town at a game when on somebody else's dime when the city was paralyzed and everybody was pissed off because he wasn't
never
back
heard
here
this story.
dealing with the
they were
with the
showing
blizzard.
they were showing senior citizens being carried to a hospital, cut to him at a football game with the big number one.
Oh, my
Woo!
goodness.
So it was that's
He
the
also
image I
did-
like to keep in mind.
He did a lot of trips too, didn't he?
He
I mean,
loved
he did
to
a
travel.
lot.
He did.
He liked to travel, and he was, he would get in trouble because he would be out on
Elsewhere.
these junkets. Now, listen, he's not the first politician that's going on a junket, for God's sake.
Certainly
They all
not.
do that. But he had a track record that was very, very interesting, and he would be all over the place and doing different stuff. Now, the memory I have with Don Geronimo is that Don and I, one day, we talked about this on the air. I don't remember the name of the dancer, but he was known to be courting this. Well, I don't want to say courting, but his girlfriend was this dancer down at Camelot.
He kept company with her, Mike.
And we thought it would be fun to go down to the Camelot and see her dance, and we ended up speaking with her, and she was very, very nice.
What'd she
and,
say?
I don't think she agreed to come on the show. But she might have come on. My memory's terrible about this. You listen to the show. You're the historian.
I don't recall her coming on the show. And people should know Camelot is the classiest men's joint in D.C. I mean, that's
certainly the most expensive.
That's the Cadillac of them all. We're convenient to a couple in our neighborhood, but they're not. They're more of a Hyundai or a smart car. The Camelot is a great club, and what I recall is that she was very friendly, and she spoke to you guys but would not come on the air. That's the way I remember it.
Right.
I'm looking
to
for
give you
her
the
name as we
timeline
speak.
for Marion Barry, his marriage. Barry marries Mary Treadwell in 1972. They divorce in 1977. Barry in 1974 wins his bid to become an at-large member of the D.C. Council. A lot of people don't remember this about Marion Barry. Barry is shot. He was shot. Did you know that, Rob?
Yeah, but you were cleared of all charges.
No, he was shot near his heart by radical black
I had
Muslims
no idea. I had
who
no
attacked
idea.
the district's city hall and took hostages. That's back.
That's
it's a
what
huge
launched
story
him into
right down the
fame.
road from where you are.
Because
Yes.
he was able to negotiate his way and them out of that building.
Wow, I had
That's
no
what
idea.
launched his career.
Okay. All
right. 1978, Barry announces he'll run for mayor against Walter Washington, who was an iconic mayor in
End of
Washington,
an era
D.C.
for him, right.
1978, he marries Effie Slaughter.
Effeline.
The couple had they had one son, Christopher, and they split up in 1993.
Mm-hmm.
He is elected mayor in 1978. He takes the oath in 1979, and he is sworn in by Thurgood Marshall. It is the start of a long run as mayor. Let me see. He's reelected for a second term in 82. Let's go down here. He's reelected for a third term in 86. The city takes a turn for the worst in 1988, and then that's the big one in 1990. Here's the videotape. He's arrested on charges of possession of cocaine and I was at this. I've stayed at this hotel, the Vista International Hotel. The public sees its first screening of an FBI videotape of Barry's arrest on drug charges. and he hears his well-known quote, "Bitch, set me up," referring to his former girlfriend, Hazel Diane Rashida Moore, a former model.
You know, you don't hear the name Hazel much anymore.
No, 1990, he's convicted, one charge of cocaine. He's acquitted on a second charge. The jury's not able to reach a decision on 12 other charges. He is sentenced to 6 months in prison, and he enters a 7-week drug and alcohol rehabilitation program. Now, in 1990, he suffers the first defeat of his political career. He lost the race after coming back. I remember that, too, because it was, everybody said that's it. He's not going to be able to bounce back from this. Yeah. He ran for an at-large seat. He finished third with 20% of the vote, and he ends in 1991. His mayor tenure comes to an end, and we were replaced. Remember Sharon Pratt Dixon?
Do I?
Succeeded him. And
wow.
So that was when he started it. Right after that, he started his little run in prison. 1992, after serving a 6-month sentence in federal prison, he returns to Washington, and then he runs for Ward 8 City Council in 1992 under the slogan. This was his slogan. This is great. I tell you, this is a life right here. This is an amazing timeline. His slogan is, "He may not be perfect, but he's perfect for D.C." That was his slogan.
God.
That was his slogan in 1992. Barry wins a Ward 8 council seat and serves 2 years, and then he marries Cora Masters in 1994. Barry takes on Mayor Sharon Pratt Kelly while seeking a 4th term as mayor, and he wins the general election with 56% of the vote, beating Carol Schwartz. And another famous Barry quote, he tells those who opposed his mayoral campaign to get over it.
Wow.
And then it goes on, and he's investigated again.
There's a headline here that just came out today: hookers, cocaine, and re-election.
That's him.
Right.
I mean, that says everything right there.
And if you thought he cleaned up his act after that drug bust, 2002, U.S. Park Police say they found Barry with traces of marijuana and crack cocaine at Buzzard Point in Southwest Washington.
Buzzard
Point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you ever meet the man?
Never had the pleasure.
I've
seen him, yes.
Met him briefly. When Liddy had a fill-in host was Rock Newman, and he was a guest on Rock Newman's show. I said, "It's nice to meet you," and something like that, and he replied to me, I swear, I didn't understand a single word he said.
So whether you love him or you hate him, he was something else, and larger-than-life figure, safe travels, Marion Barry, and, you'll be judged by whoever judges all of us. Anyway,
exactly.
I will take a break, and we'll come back with more. I will tell you about a new pet peeve I have when I go out for an inexpensive family meal with my family. We'll come back and talk about that on the Mike O'Mara Show.
It's Tony and Gary.
Hey there, I'm Tony Perkins.
Hey there, I'm Gary Stein.
On this week's episode of our show, an extraordinary interview with David Cassidy.
Wow. Oh, wait a minute, I was there.
Yeah, you were there. You remember, don't you?
I hate when I lie.
Check it out. It's this week on the Tony Perkins Show featuring Gary Stein.
The Liar.
The Tony Perkins Show.
David Cassidy. I'd love to hear that.
That'd
be fantastic.
This interview will blow your mind.
Really?
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's
that's
pretty great.
Good.
Sensational.
Tony Perkins and Gary Stein doing an amazing job. Check out the Tony Perkins Show with Gary Stein. Really, really worth your while. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Man Greats. Attention, attention, hear ye, hear ye. Listen up, all grill masters. This holiday season, there is only one gift that is an absolute must-have. And I'm going to tell you something. Every time you buy a Man Grate, Oscar Santana starts to grow another feather for his wings. What is a Man Grate, you ask? Allow me to explain, shall I?
Please.
Man Grates are American-made, high-quality, 100% cast-iron grilling grates. They sit right on top of your existing grates, and they're fantastic. They give you not only the look of restaurant-quality meats and vegetables and whatever you want to grill, but they also make your food taste better, too, because it sears your wonderful food every time. Man Grate's patented design delivers steakhouse-quality flavor right at home, and with the Mike O'Mara Show special, you get 33% off your entire order. Plus, for a limited time, for every 3 Man Grates you order, you get a 4th one absolutely free.
Free.
Just head over to mangreat.com and enter the coupon code TMOS at checkout. 100% cast iron, 100% made in the USA, and 33% off your order. A lot of these companies out there around Christmas time are doing 30%. You know what Mangreat does? They put another 3%. That's 33 people.
33, baby.
33%. That's a great deal. Order 3 and get a 4th free by using coupon code TMOS. That's the Mangreat. Please get Oscar his wings and happy grilling, everybody. We appreciate that.
Do it.
Okay, so this falls into the category for me yesterday of probably being too much of a curmudgeon. And
No.
it falls into that category of me, my philosophy, which, of course, is don't get happy.
Right.
Well,
But
you're out of the hospital now. You're healthier. I can tell.
Yes.
You got a Rob today, so you're back, baby.
Got more vinegar.
Yes.
More vinegar in
Yes.
his veins.
Yeah, I think this is all good news.
Well, that's good. I'm happy that you're happy, Oscar. You know, that's what I live for. The fact is, we go into this diner. There's a new diner that opened up right across the street from us. And this place has been sitting there. This, to me, is kind of the recession coming around. You're seeing businesses reopening down here. I'm very happy about that. This is a diner that's was built as just a diner. That's what it was built for. And then it went dark, and then they reopened, and then they went out of business. I think there was another restaurant that went in there. And they got a new diner in there. And for me, it's like my neighborhood restaurant. So I root for it to do well. And because diners, above all else, are inexpensive places to dine, and I like that.
If you own a failing restaurant, contact us at foodnetwork.com.
Do you think it's a snake bit location, or have they had bad ownership the 4 times that it's failed?
I think it's a snake bit location because the people that opened it was a big chain, a chain of Mel's Drive-Ins down here.
Okay.
And they're very successful in other locations. So I don't know. I mean, my neighborhood is interesting down here. You've got my little gated community, and then you go outside. You've both been down here.
Yeah.
You go outside of where I am, and it is kind of like it's a lot of crystals live here, okay? Crystal meths.
Yes.
I mean, I really think that there's kind of an element, but there's an element all over Florida. It's why you put gates in communities and why some communities are, dangerous. That's just the way. But look, everywhere. If you're near any kind of
not here
city
in DC.
center.
No,
we
DC is
don't
not
have a
dangerous
meth
at all.
problem,
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure. All I know is
It's Florida and Arizona, Mike. And Sacktown.
is it really?
Yes.
All I know is
and Bangor.
The place seems to be very, very competent. They seem to be one of those Greek diners that it's open 24 hours. That's real diner,
sure.
when they do that. And the menus seem to be like old-fashioned. And so when Carla was gone, I popped in there a couple of times, and I took the family in on Sunday, and the food is real good. And I think they get it out fast and all the good things you want. However, and I was not rude to this waitress, but I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this the way I have. I call this the too energetic waitress.
Okay.
And have you ever experienced this where it's energy to the point of something's not right?
Oh, yeah.
It's something that there is, and this, I don't think we're talking Red Bull. I think we're talking some other type of stimulant.
No, I have a question. I've read about
the third time she grabbed my son's head in her hands and went, "You're so cute."
Oh no!
I was really ready to break her hand. I was and in the core, she's running.
Kids.
No. She's running through the restaurant. She introduces us to her daughter, who appeared to have a nice set of matching tattoos.
Oh,
it was, and she had this voice like this.
Oh, boy.
He's such a cutie pie. Now, I'm going to make sure. Oh, how you guys doing today? Well, I hope you're back. You've been here before. Well, that's great. Well, that means we must be doing something right. I'm really glad that we're doing that. What can I get you, honey? Okay, look at you. You are he is such a cutie pie. Let me see him. That's great. Okay, fantastic. Hold on, honey. I'll get to you in just a second. I'll be right there. Okay, we're okay like that. And I'm looking over, and Carla has not registered this yet because Carla is not engaged with this woman like I am.
Right.
I am watching this woman, and I am instantaneously put off. I'm instant because of the artificial nature
Bad
of her
presentation.
meth energy that she is getting,
Now,
and it's going on and on and on.
Does meth give you energy? What is meth's side effect? Is it a stimulant?
It's a stimulant.
Okay,
yeah.
so it could be. How are her teeth?
But I don't know what
and
it
what
was.
is her age, would you say?
she'd be in her 40s, probably in her
it's
mid
a
to late 40s.
central nervous system stimulant.
She is going on and on. Then she says, well, I tell him that we ought to do that. And she goes, okay, I brought that mac and cheese. I didn't give you that crap macaroni and cheese. I gave you this. I gave you, little guy, the real macaroni and cheese. Now it's a little hot. I'm going to put this over here. Okay. You guys want some refills on that? Okay, fantastic. You like this, but I want you to come back now. I want you to come back. Hi, honey. Oh, how are you, sweetheart? You're my favorite table. No, and she points back at us and goes, I mean, you guys are my favorite table. Everybody's my favorite table. Okay. And I was so ready to say, oh my God, it was. Now, I guess for me, you can do two things in this situation. You can kind of let it roll off, or you can just become obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And I stopped being friendly about halfway through because I just didn't want to engage anymore. But I didn't go so far as to say, I forgot those Diet Cokes I was going to bring over here. And I was really tempted to say, well, you probably did because all you were doing is talking. You haven't stopped talking. You have not stopped talking, manically babbling incessantly since we sat our fat asses down in this booth. Please shut up. Please just shut up for a second. Now, I don't like the lethargic people that are working in stores or play. But this was, I don't know how to handle it. I didn't know how to handle it at all.
How crowded was the place? She
brought the manager over. She brought her daughter over. She was introducing my son to the table next door. She was engaging these people in conversation.
Man.
And then the pièce de résistance.
Yeah.
She goes over to the busing station where they have that beautiful little bedpan that they put all the dishes in.
Plastic
you know the
tray,
thing I'm
yeah.
talking about?
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
she sits there in front of everybody and goes and loogies into a napkin like nobody's business. This was at the end. This is before. If that had happened,
4 months.
If that had happened before the food came, I would have been. And I was I left.
Oh, you
and
know what it
I
could
was
be, Mike?
Exhausted.
When she blew her nose, if there was a trace of blood, she could have been all hopped up on blow.
Or the nasal drip.
Yeah.
It was so nasty. And the last thing is I leave the tip, and by the time you have to pay, you know how the diners work? You pay at the cashier,
Sure.
and then you bring your money back if you want to put down a tip. And the table is completely clean. The table had been everything
she's
was.
efficient.
I said, well, no, I don't think she did it. I think because it was somebody else that was doing it. I said, is Angie there? Is Angie? And she, she's in the back. Where's Angie? And they went. I said, no, can I just leave this on the table? And so I left it on the table, and then I beat feet out of there. We get to our car, which is straight across from the door.
Right.
The door smashes open. It's like,
Hi, honey. I got this. Is this for me? Is this for me?
I said, yes. Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay, you guys come back. Okay, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was fun for you. Fun for you. And I told Carla, I said, I would like to come back in 5 hours when the crash occurs, because there's going to be, and does it make me a horrible person for reacting the way I was? So I just my entire, I don't want to say it was a day ruiner, but it certainly ruined about an hour. It certainly ruined about an hour out of my life.
Do you think is there possibility that she's new and she's just trying so hard?
They're all new. It's 3 weeks old. The place is 3. So they're all new, and they have that kind of newness energy, which I know.
Right.
My feeling is if you're new like that, just go in and do the job and act like you've been there before.
Yeah.
That's kind of the way. And at one point when she was dancing, she started to dance, and Michael was in his high chair.
No.
And I look over, and Michael, who's probably had too much applesauce at this point, goes like this. Michael in his chair. And I said, he's responding to that energy. He's responding to that manic energy, And
or something she put in the applesauce.
Oh, God. Well, or as I like to call it, a pretty good little Sunday.
That's nice.
We'll take a break, and we'll come back with more fun and more thrills on the Mike O'Mara Show.
That I would love everything that you do, and I do. Hey,
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This year, how about giving yourself the ultimate gift? The gift of feeling better by sleeping better. People who sleep better feel better. That's a known fact. And Sleep Number's Sleep IQ technology teaches you how to do just that. But remember, a Sleep Number store is the only place that you'll find the Sleep Number bed with Sleep IQ technology. And now all new Sleep Number beds are available with Sleep IQ. Right now is the ultimate Sleep Number week. It's a great time to visit your Sleep Number store for amazing savings. In fact, queen mattresses are now starting at just $599. I love my Sleep Number bed. You've heard me talk about it for months now. My mom loves hers as well, and you will love yours. My Sleep Number setting's an 80. Carlos is an 85. For 1 week only, come in and save 50% on a Sleep Number Ultimate Limited Edition bed. See why Sleep Number was named Best of 2014 by a leading consumer magazine. You can find your Sleep Number setting today only at one of the 450 Sleep Number stores nationwide. Find one near you by calling 800-511-0061. That number again is 800-511-0061. And don't forget to tell them that Mike O'Mara sent you. So it gets thicker and thicker for, I know it seems like we're talking about it on every show. People might get burned out about it, but it might be time for old Cos to either come clean or just walk away into the sunset and never be heard from again. I'm
think
amazed.
An egomaniac like that can do that, though?
Yeah, someone who's been an A-lister for over 50 years.
Like, look, for example, I know I always tease and joke about Jerry and the fact that he still does shows. And that man is clearly driven off of ego and wanting to get on that stage, right?
I think
it's not because he doesn't want dollars.
I think if you go back and you look at a history of showbiz, like your Bob Hopes, you have a lot of these guys that go to the bitter end. You're like, why are they coming out?
Why are you doing it? None of them have a scandal like this that says
that's true.
You're just setting yourself up for a heckle or a cancellation or more people to come out and say, yes, remember when you did this to me?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's tough.
It makes me wonder two things. It makes me wonder how much of this has been routine. How many other people back in the day, you heard about the casting couch and the fact that actresses had to sleep with producers to get movie roles, but you go back and you wonder that look at the power of his celebrity and what he was able to do to these women if the allegations are true. And it's truly amazing. I mean, you've got an assistant now coming forward, and it goes on and on and on and on.
And none of them say it was consensual.
Right.
Not even like, hey, we dated for a while and then he got rough or anything like that. It was, he gave me a drink, and then last thing I remember is him on top of me, or I felt like I had been attacked.
Did you see the allegations? I think it was on Deadspin that even till recently, when he would do the Letterman show, they alleged that he didn't do anything untoward to them, but he was requesting that he would be surrounded by women staffers to watch him eat before the show.
Eat curry.
Did
you read that? That it was eat curry, which was really, really weird.
The curry part is weird enough. The fact that that's his pre-show ritual, but to be surrounded by women to do it, and it was just sort of, well, that's what he does. But it's just, again, that's another sort of thing to me that speaks to a sort of a power fetish, and it is so usual. All of these cases have the same structure, and it makes the allegations seem a lot more real.
Crazy.
There's a woman in Pittsburgh who came forward. I guess she was on one of his shows, and he paid her college tuition, and she spoke to reporters on KDKA in Pittsburgh, KDKA television, and it was. There are a lot of women that have come forward. I see somebody like Janice Dickinson, and based on her track record, I think she. It's not that she lacks credibility. I'm not going to judge anybody's credibility, but she is a very melodramatic person, and you see her do this young lady that came forward, and let me see if I can get her name. She came forward on this station, this local TV station in Pittsburgh, and she had worked with Cosby back in the day, and her credibility, just the way she spoke to this reporter was so heartfelt to me. And,
was she the one who did some like stand-in work or extra work on the Cosby Show?
Yeah, I think so.
Hold on, one of his angle with her was acting lessons, and he tried to. If we're talking about the same one, his angle on her was, don't tell anyone on the staff that we're doing this, lest they be jealous. So that's how he did the secrets and the breathing exercise that involved
Renita Cheney Hill. And a local woman, the latest more than a dozen women. Renita Cheney Hill is 47. She tells KDKA reporter Ralph Lunati that she was 15. She was a 15-year-old model and aspiring actress when she first met Cosby back in the 80s. He was in Pittsburgh looking for performers to appear in his educational television segments, Picture Pages, which filmed in the city.
Remember the
promises of bright lights and fame, she says. That's where I thought I was headed. That's what everyone who knew me thought I was headed, she told the reporter. Her appearance in Cosby's videos were the start of a 4-year on-again, off-again relationship with the actor. He would fly me to a number of cities, including New York and Atlanta. He would be busy during the day. Then I'd come to his hotel room at night.
I hadn't heard this. This is interesting.
One time I remember just before I passed out. Oh, and by the way, she says when she was alone with Cosby, the scenario was always the same. Cosby would insist she have a drink, even though she was underage. She says she now believes she was drugged. One time I remember, she says, just before I passed out, I remember him kissing and touching me, and I remember the taste of cigar on his breath, and I didn't like it. Wow. She said, I remembered another time when I woke up in my bed the next day, and he was leaving. He mentioned you should probably lose a little weight. I thought that odd. How would he know that? Hill says that after a while she began to put two and two together. I always thought it was odd that after I had this drink, I would end up in my bed the next morning and I wouldn't remember anything. She says she doesn't know if she was raped because she was unconscious. I just felt weird. It felt weird to me, and I remember being in high school saying to him, I'll come see you, but I don't want to drink because it makes me feel funny. And he would tell me that if I didn't drink, I couldn't come to see him. Okay, I mean, it's just again and again and again.
And this is obviously, this is different than the one I was talking about.
Yeah,
so there's two new allegations.
So it's 17 now?
Yeah.
If we're doing the math correctly?
You love your numbers.
How about, I mean, is there any way they could prosecute this guy for any of this?
I don't know. I think
is there a
statute
statute of limitations
about this
on it?
She makes no apologies for waiting more than 3 decades to tell her story, and this is where I found her incredibly compelling. She said, no one wants to be associated with something like this, said Hill. But the bottom line for me is that no one has the right to violate someone else no matter who they are. I don't care how big they are or how the community sees them. It's not right. She said, I thought about that over the years. Why would you do that to a young girl? Being Bill Cosby, you could have had anyone. You didn't have to do that to a young girl. Where does this anybody want to put the crystal ball out and see where this ends up? I mean, it's not.
He'll kill himself.
Seems like every day.
No,
you don't.
I think he'll commit suicide.
I don't think there'll be suicide. Did you see what?
But I mean, that's the only way. If he is this monster that everybody is saying he is, then he would take the coward's way out.
Did you see what Patton predicted on Facebook this weekend?
Well, he made a generic kind of a big comment about I didn't see the recent Patton post.
What he said is, and I think he credited his mom with seeing this from a long way out, he thinks that the silence and the way this is being handled, and I'm paraphrasing here, they're setting it up for them to lay some sort of groundwork of early dementia, and that will be the way that he sort of breaks himself away from it. Even though that doesn't excuse the behavior in the past, it'll allow himself to excuse it from it in the present. And so we shall see what happens. I think that is a very valid prediction, but this has been so poorly handled by his camp up to now, I can't see it being properly handled anywhere from here on out.
So he did one of his shows that weren't canceled this past weekend in Florida, and you can see this on TMZ.com.
So is that the one where he's wearing the sweats?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where he came out in the
and apparently he shouted as he was crying openly, "It wasn't my fault." And I don't know.
Mocking cry, Oscar.
Yeah.
He was doing a mocking cry.
No, that's what I'm reading.
Wow.
He's doing a mocking cry.
Right.
This is the type of guy that is mocking this entire situation.
Well, I mean, he's incredibly trapped right now, and he's in denial, obviously. The strange thing about this is I'm beginning to be blown away by the sheer numbers.
Yep.
I mean, this speaks to the addiction part of the behavior, that he was doing this again and again and again, and it strikes me also
much fame. He could have just met women and they probably would have slept with him because he was
Bill
Cosby.
On. I think that what you're dealing with a guy like this is how he got. It seems to me that this is how he got his satisfaction, with no strings attached. He preyed on these weak women that he knew wouldn't have to have anything to do with him. You say that he could have gotten any woman. Here's where I disagree with you on that. He couldn't have gotten any woman and still maintained the image of the happily married man. But in his mind, I think he could have maintained that image by this dirty, secretive, roofie-giving activity, which means, nothing ever happened. Do not say anything. Preying upon the weak. That seems to be time and time and time again. These are young women that are starstruck or they're in a weaker position and they can't fight back. If he was out there catting around and doing it with, in a normal way, it would surface and probably, in his mind, cause more damage.
And when you talk about the sheer numbers of it, to me, it's not just the numbers, it's the consistency of the methodology.
Yeah.
Every story seems to match up. And the little things that, like, the first thing that struck me was the specific mention of the patchwork robe. And then when
That's
the woman,
Janice Dickinson.
Yeah, when she mentioned that. And then this most recent one that you just read about remembering the taste of cigar breath. Those little specific things that make it
also
so chilling and so dark.
Janice Dickinson's accusations, that's not the first time they have her on tape from 2006 when her book came out, and she was promoting it, saying that for the one story she couldn't tell because HarperCollins or whoever
they pressured her.
Yeah, pressured. They said, "Look, we can't handle this. If this is, we don't want to go to court over this." And she said, "I'm not." I think Howard Stern asked her, is he a bad guy? What happened with Bill Cosby? And she says, well, I couldn't write about it, but I'll tell you this, he's not a good guy. He's not a good guy. This is before all of this happened.
Yeah, and now you're just saying it's just on and on and on. And this is like when an iconic comedian like Robin Williams passes away. I feel the same way. The reason we are all feeling like the sadness and the anger and the depression is that when you become part of the public trust, when you become an iconic figure like Robin Williams, it affects us. I remember we were all saying when Robin Williams passed away, why do I feel so damn depressed about this?
Right.
Because he was such a part of our culture that he was part of us. Well, Bill Cosby was the same way, especially for people that, watched television during the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And now we feel this emptiness, that we feel like we've been betrayed by a family member. That's the feeling that we have. And what does everybody want? You want closure. And while Oscar, I don't disagree with you saying, he's a coward, he might take the coward's way out. I think that I don't know what kind of advice Bill Cosby is getting, but I think at a certain point, this is not going to slow down. I think this is going to get worse and worse and worse. I think someone has to get to Cosby and say, as much as you think this is about you, this is bigger than you. This is for the good of the American people who put you on this pedestal. And,
you think he's going to confess?
I don't think that would be, but no, I don't think he's going to confess. But is it foolish for me to hope that he would come clean on some of this stuff, to give people closure? I mean,
he hasn't shown a shred of
and also when
decency in this entire.
Well, he's a monster
matter,
if he did this.
And when you talk about, he has to realize it's not about him. He has been a big deal A-lister for over half a century.
I remember hearing him on your show, and I was like, how the F did they get the A-list Bill Cosby on that show?
I remember when the first interview I did with Bill Cosby, and I was like a little kid. It was one of the greatest moments of my interviewing career. I remember being so excited to have him. And I feel as though, like everybody else, I put this guy up in a pedestal. I got Bill Cosby's one of the first autographs that I ever got in Hartford, Connecticut when he was playing at a tennis tournament for Aetna Life and Casualty. My dad took me, and I have the comedy album where I took a little red magic marker, and in the corner of the album I put a perfect little line so that it would be easy for him to sign on that line, and he signed this. And it's just yuck.
Yeah. It's so sad. It's disappointing. And I think you brought up something really valid that I've not heard anyone else say. This is like being disappointed by a family member because he is such a part of the public trust. And I think that is one of the reasons why it's so hard to take
so
this.
True.
Yeah.
So true.
It sucks.
Tragic.
It's really, really a drag. And
even worse for those women that haven't come forward that see this.
And there's much.
Think about the pressure that they have on them. There's a couple. Look, you can never put yourself in their shoes, but it's almost the strength of the women that have come in the last couple of weeks have been the type of strength that someone would need to say, okay, I'll tell my story as well.
Sure.
If all these women are telling their story, more and more people every week, we're like at a clock of like 4 or 5 a week now.
Yep.
Well, and you're also dealing with this, what appears to be a serial rape situation where the MO that he had these women that were violated were all violated in a similar way, which means they were roofied. Yeah. Where when they woke up in the morning, you don't have the detailed description of Bill Cosby forcing himself on these women because they all think that they were drugged. Yeah. And when you've got 19 women coming forward, you say to yourself, well, it seems like maybe that was the case, that's the way it went down. And you're right. Do I believe he will ever come forward and deal with this?
No, nothing's impossible.
Well, I'll tell you, if you're looking in the mirror and you're living with this every day and you know what happened and you want to get some closure yourself and you're getting closer to that time when you're going to be joining the Mayor Barry and everybody else in the sky, I think that you have to do some soul searching and find out whether it's time to do this. And would this do something for the victims? Probably not. They were violated anyway, but do you think, wouldn't it give them some dignity? Where you justify their allegations?
He realizes that he did something wrong. Yeah. I get mad when I feel people are lying about the dumbest things, where I'm like, no, that's wrong. Imagine if you were attacked and you're in denial about your attacker is in denial about doing something wrong or attacking you.
It would certainly be, I think, the first step for them to reach some sort of closure or healing.
What a cluster F.
Who am I to speak?
Everybody's
to
so dumb. But don't we all feel the same way about it? It's such a bummer that this happens.
It's like talking in a weird way because he was on TV for so long, right? And you looked up to him as like this comedy icon for I would get. This is how weird it is, Mike. I would get upset. It's probably the last two interviews you had Cosby, but definitely the last one when he just rambled on.
Mm-hmm. And he completely was almost incoherent.
Yeah, and I remember sitting there listening on my drive home because we were in the same building at that point.
Right.
And I said, man, I was bummed out because this was Bill Cosby, and I thought someone should have just wrangled him and said, you are not making any sense in these interviews. Stop doing them, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was bummed out because you feel like it's almost a family member. Imagine what people feel like now when you feel like this guy that you've been looking up for years could have been a serial rapist.
Yep. Unbelievable.
Right?
Unbelievable, and who knows how it'll end. Stay tuned. We'll take a break and come back with news you may not need on the Mike O'Mara Show.
So, yo, world, I hope you're ready for me. Now gather around. Cake and cookies. Rob and Katie. It's the Rob and Katie Show.
Question, who's going to write your eulogy? Who do you have planned out for that? It's got to be Mike O'Mara.
I would want Mike to speak.
Do you think he could do it without weeping?
Do it without weeping? Could he do it without cheering? I think he'll be okay.
I think he'll be okay.
For more information, visit us at morebroadcasting.com.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This segment of the program is brought to you by Harry's.
Harry's.
Movember's here. Grow your mustache. Rob, did you shave yet? Or
no, I've still got the wrestling promoter mustache happening here.
Oscar, have you decided to grow any facial hair? It's almost over.
Movember's not really my thing. I can't really grow a mustache.
Although I will say this, it appears that Oscar has cared about men's health issues for like the last 36 hours.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you got a little bit of stubble happening.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Well, you need Harry's, the official razor partner for the Movember Foundation. Harry's was started to create a better shaving experience for all men. We love Harry's.
The best.
They ship directly to your door from their factory in Germany, where they really know how to do the shaving experience. And they've got tremendous experience at the factory, and every blade means a superior shave, and that's every single time. By cutting out the middleman, they can offer an amazing shave at a fraction of the price of drugstore brands. You'll love the starter set. $15, you get the razor, 3 blades, and your choice of Harry's shave cream or the new foaming shave gel. And as always, free shipping and your satisfaction is guaranteed. Go to harrys.com now, and Harry's will give you $5 off your first order. Just type in our code TMOS, that's HARRYS.com, and enter coupon code TMOS at checkout for this limited time offer and change the way you shave forever. Oh, I'm sorry. I hit the wrong button there. My sincere apologies. I have to turn this up and then hit it again. I was jumping all over the lot with the Bill Cosby and everything else. Hey, newsman, hit it.
News.
Thank you.
News.
Boo. One Direction won 3 honors at the American Music Awards.
Yes!
Anybody watch it last night?
Still doing it. still kicking
Not
ass.
anybody's. Did you look in on it, Oscar?
No,
at all last
not
night?
at all. No.
I
Rob,
like
did you?
the Mexican band One Direction.
One Direction.
I was watching Dallas Giants. That's what I was doing.
Yeah, I watched a little of that too. Yeah,
you should be. You should be happy. I mean,
Why
it was a good,
should-
it
why
was a
should
good
I be
fight.
happy?
It was a good fight. It was a good fight.
Whatever. You know what? The Giants are the Redskins North. That's all they are.
They got a much better record. Let me tell you that.
I bet they're going to put
No,
that
they
on a
don't.
T-shirt.
They're 3-8 now too.
Yeah, but I'm saying they actually have a quarterback. Like
They have Eli Manning,
yes.
but I mean, the Giants should have won that game. I don't care
they
about the
should have.
catch.
That last-
we'll talk about
last
the
minute
catch in a
touchdown.
second here.
Pretty well.
One Direction, 3 honors, including Artist of the Year, over powerhouse acts like Beyonce and Luke Bryan, while breakthrough newcomer Iggy Azalea. I love that name.
Iggy.
Anybody that can be named after a plant is terrific.
Iggy.
Iggy Azalea beat out heavyweights Eminem and Drake in the rap categories. Katy Perry, who was not at the award show because of a world tour, and she wasn't able to celebrate her being named the Super Bowl performer either, which is a good day for Katy Perry.
It is.
The boy band also won Favorite Band, Duo, or Group Pop Rock and Favorite Album Pop Rock for Midnight Memories at the fan-voted show. Are they British, Rob? Are the One Direction people?
They are British. I think they're from all over the aisle over there. What happened is they had auditioned separately for one of the Simon Cowell shows over there, and
That's
he
right,
put
they
them
are British.
together as a group. And
This has been a real perfect day. America feels like a second home to us. Liam Payne said on stage with his
Payne.
bandmates when they won the night's first award. The group released its new album 4 last week. Would that be the 4th album?
either that or it's golf themed.
Thank you.
4. Mike, you were right. It's 3-8 for the Redskins, 3-8 for the Giants, 8-3 for the Cowboys, 8-3 for the Eagles.
Am I the only one who thinks they can't run the table?
Still have a better quarterback.
He was checking the record so he could contradict. Mockingjay Part 1 didn't catch fire like the previous installments of the Hunger Games, but it still had the biggest opening of the year.
Say it right, Mike.
$123 million.
Mockingjay.
Mock. Yeah, Jay. Yeah. My favorite name for a studio, Lionsgate.
Oh, yeah.
Mockingjay opened well below the $158 million Hunger Games catching fire last year and the $153 opening of the original. But even with the $30 million plus side in the franchise, Mockingjay far surpassed the previous top weekend of the year, and that was the $100 million debut of Transformers, Oscar's favorite, The Age of Age.
Oh, yeah. The worst
There it is,
Transformers
everybody.
today, but
Yeah, all right.
yeah.
Mockingjay now, everybody. Jennifer Lawrence. All right, thank you.
Just think, Mike, they could have had a good opening if you finally went. It's your fault.
Yeah, you jerk.
It's the $20 that you didn't
dare
spend
you.
that blew it.
I know. I really wanted to go see it.
I know, we all did.
Right. This is getting completely out of hand. Even more women have come forward. You know that about Bill Cosby. Since 2005, the number of women who have come forward publicly, the number is now up to 17.
Okay. Clarification.
We were talking about that before, so we already talked about it. The New York Giants lost to the Cowboys, as Oscar mentioned last night, but believe it or not, it was a great game that went right down to the last few seconds. Did you watch it till the bitter end?
I did. That's what was great about it.
When they took the 3-point lead, I immediately turned. I'm a true Giants fan. I knew when they gave up the lead and that little blonde guy got the touchdown, I said, forget it. They're going to lose the game. So I turned it off. But one of the reasons the game was competitive was this amazing catch. I don't know if anybody got a chance to see it. I did. Odell Beckham Jr., he had 10 catches for 146 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ruffo, did we have Odell Beckham Jr. in our receiver corps?
No, we had Dez Bryant.
Dez Bryant. Oh, yeah, Dez.
Also great.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Still a winner, Mike.
Yeah, but Dez Bryant doesn't have a hashtag this morning. Do you want to actually hear audio of the catch? I know it's audio of a catch, so it's your call.
It'll do it justice. It'll do it justice.
It'll do it justice. Let me just tell you, it's one hand, like 3 fingers. He comes down with the ball with one hand. It was just amazing to watch. Yeah, play the
And Manning's going to heave one. There's a flag. Beckham, a one-handed catch. How in the world? Oh, my goodness.
Hey, great. All right, stop it.
Yeah.
Great example of Al Michaels not having the edge anymore. Well done, Al.
Anymore?
Yeah. He brought it down. Yeah. Al Michaels, as a young broadcaster, play that again. He didn't capture the moment of the
You're right.
catch.
You're absolutely right. Well, and also, both of the people in the booth are not the greatest.
No.
And Manning's
It's a
going
suck
to
team.
heave one. There's a flag. Beckham, a one-handed catch. How in the world? Oh, my was back there. I mean, he is insane. How do you make that catch?
That was cool.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
This is sick. Put this to music. I don't think he stepped out either. That may be the
Stop it
greatest
right
catch
there.
I've ever
Where
seen.
did he get hit by the lucky stick?
Oh, he has been.
When did Chris Collinsworth become the guy? God.
It's right after the fact, Mike.
Oh, my goodness.
They hit him with the lucky stick right after Al Michaels decided to lead with there was a flag on the play.
Yes,
after
that's
that
what he
catch,
led with.
There's
So
a flag
right.
on the play.
That's a great example of how not to do it.
Yeah.
That's a long way from Do You Believe in Miracles?
It is.
Beckham was actually being interfered with. That's why he got the flag, but he was able to shrug off the defender, reach way over his head, and catch the ball one-handed. He grabbed it with 3 fingers.
Phenomenal.
It's great.
Phenomenal.
He never even used his other hand, even when he hit the ground. Most stores have released their Black Friday ads, and the website WalletHub.com, I like this website, ran the numbers on them in a way that's pretty helpful if you're shopping this week. Of course, our first choice will always be Amazon.com.
Oh yeah.
But if you're one of these fools that have to go out into the public,
Rubes.
they analyzed the ads from 22 major stores and websites, including 5,525 deals total, and found the average discount for Black Friday is, would you like to know?
Please.
39.45%.
Wow.
Ooh, look at that.
That
Nearly
means
40.
That means thank you, Rob. If you see something on sale, yes, it would be nearly 40.
Nearly 40%, Mike.
That's nearly 40%.
2/5.
If you see something on sale for less than 40%, it's not that great a deal. And if you see something for over 40% off on Black Friday, you're in a better zone. They also found that JCPenney has the biggest average discount at 65%.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know they were still in business.
Yeah, but don't they just sell sweaters?
Yeah,
pretty much.
sweaters and
right?
crock pots. That's
Holiday
really what it
sweaters.
is, yeah. With
The
Christmas.
other stores with the biggest Black Friday discounts are Macy's, sweaters, Rite Aid. Come on.
Not sweaters.
Hey, Wallet Hub, you're really bumming me out here.
Boo.
Rite Aid?
Rite
What,
Aid.
so you can go in and get mints?
Yeah.
For Christ's sake.
M&Ms.
Hey, some people need prescriptions. Black Friday Lipitor.
What is Meyer? What is Meijer?
That's
grocery store?
Is it? No, I think it's electronics, isn't it?
Meyer Emco used to be. They're closed though.
So listen, I'm going to give
And-
you a big discount. Welcome to Maya.
And Sears. Would you like to know the stores with the worst
Yes.
average discount?
I
Actually,
would.
yeah.
Is it Wegmans?
Costco.
Ah.
I swear to God, it's Costco.
Burn.
Yeah.
Offering the worst
Burn,
average
Spivak.
discount
Burn.
at 21%.
Well, Mike, you don't have to discount already great prices.
There's your there.
Meyer is a
There.
department store.
It is sweaters, Mike.
Yeah, sweaters.
Meyer. Hello, Maya. Okay. Anyway, a new survey found that women who are oversized 14 have better sex lives than skinnier women.
Hey.
Anything you'd like to say? Hey,
No,
how about that?
No, that is something, isn't it? Because you say something about that, you get in trouble. I think it's
Good
great
for
that
them.
everyone is
Good for
having
them.
a great
The survey
sex life.
found skinnier women have sex more often, but the sex is worse. Women over size 14 have sex less frequently, but it is high. But it is higher quality.
I can't wait until this show is over, Mike, because I have, through a series of emails, I'm going home to bone Adele.
How dare you?
The researchers say it's actually because skinnier women are more self-conscious about their bodies during sex. I think this is a BS survey.
Like
Yeah.
my
I think
body.
they
that
come from
heavy
Weight
women are
Watchers?
self-conscious just like skinny women are. I think that's the way it goes. That's just my opinion, and I, of course, could be wrong. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for a little something. A 23-year-old guy named Hazik Shah from Edison, New Jersey, broke into a mosque last week and stole several $100s from its donation box. And we know Hazik was the one who robbed the mosque because they had security cameras, and Hazik was wearing a black hat with Hazik embroidered on it in giant white letters.
Good guy.
What?
Smart guy.
That is truly funny. The mosque turned the security footage over to cops, and they've issued a warrant for Hazik's arrest. Hazik also goes by the name Muslim Charlie. We'll take a break and come back with the audio vault.
I didn't do it. Assalamu alaikum.
Anyway, we'll take a break and we'll come back with the audio vault and Rob Spiewak right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hey folks, Mickey Coachella here, and I would like to invite you guys to listen to my podcast, It's Mickey, and if you like to listen to fast-paced talk, occasional disagreements, and just all-around interesting stories, I think we're the right show for you. We can be heard right here on the More Broadcasting Network, or you can just go to itsmickey.com. That's ITSMICKEY.com. So give us a listen and join in on the fun. If nothing else, you'll love laughing at the moron I can be. That's itsmickey.com and It's Mickey on iTunes.
Hot and soul. It's holiday time, and there's a lot to do. Luckily, Vistaprint is here to make your holiday cards easy. I think I'm getting mine, if not tomorrow, the day after. Right now through December 7th, Vistaprint.com is offering 60% off?
Yes.
I got mine before they did that. Why did I wait? Why didn't I wait?
Every year you do this.
You do this every year.
Every year I do the same damn thing.
Mr. Rockefeller and his Christmas card.
Look at you.
60% off. Well, it was a great deal before the 60%.
Full price. Happy holidays.
But the full price was a great deal, but I could have made so much money.
Yeah.
You heard right.
The holiday cards.
That's right.
60%. I like it when Oscar uses your terms.
3/5.
Double the card.
It's 3/5 off.
60% off personalized holiday cards at Vistaprint.com. Just remember to use our code. This is a different one. Pay attention. This is a different code.
Yeah.
TMOS60. Because you're getting 60% off, so it's TMOS60 at checkout. They'll automatically apply your savings. It's easy, and you're not going to find these cards on any store shelf because they're entirely customizable. Your favorite photos, you can use those. You can write your own personal message. I changed mine from Happy Holidays to Merry Christmas.
Oh, look at
no
you.
one's taking the Christ out of my Christmas.
Look at you.
You're kind of like South Florida's Bill O'Reilly.
You have a lot of
Good
thinking.
job.
Yeah. Look, it said Happy Holidays. I went to the website. What I did was I went into the personalized section. You take the text out. It says Happy Holidays. Put a Merry Christmas. Is that easy? It's not, not a problem
Do you
at all.
use actual full word or Xmas?
I didn't say Xmas, Oscar.
Christ
what
is
I'm going to do
word.
is say, once again, you're trying to take it out. It's the meaning of the holiday.
Oh.
They're trying to kill Christmas, and they're not going to do that. And you can put anything you want in there. If you're one of these secular folks, you can say Happy Day.
Yeah.
If you want to say Happy Day, Vistaprint will let you print anything on there you want. This is Vistaprint's best. It's final decision. Not decision.
Decision.
It's the deal of. All right. Hey, it's Vistaprint's best. It's the final deal of the season. You can even create unique cards and gifts at Vistaprint. Custom photo calendars, phone cases, mugs, possibly lots of stuff. And I know my way around mugs. So this year, skip the hassle, avoid the generic. Go to Vistaprint.com. Spiewak loves it.
Love it.
60% off holiday cards. Zabalios, he digs it too.
Oh, yeah.
Your satisfaction guaranteed.
Loves
every time, every reason. They'll make it right. You'll love Vistaprint. Remember the code TMOS60 at checkout. The code again, TMOS60. Best cards ever. Vistaprint live. Without further ado, let's open up the audio vault for Monday, November 24th, 2014. By the way, I do have my surgical consult today, so I'll have an update on that joyous meeting that happens at 6 o'clock tonight. Yay! Yay!
We got to run ahead here because we're a little behind, Mike. One of my greatest, and it's not a pleasure, but it is one thing that is satisfying when we lose a colorful character like Marion Barry. I go into a search engine in my computer, and I type in their name. And something popped up that I don't think we've played for probably about 8 years. You referenced it earlier today. This was Marion Barry on Fox 5 singing.
Alfonso Schofield Jr. and your father. It's not that important. I would explain to you later.
So horrible.
All right. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? I'm glad we don't live in Reading, Pennsylvania, Mike. Their plans fell through for the Christmas tree they were going to put in the town square. So they had to do sort of a last-minute replacement, and it is the ugliest Christmas tree you've ever seen. Here are the townsfolk regarding this Christmas tree and reacting.
It's nasty, it's pathetic, and they shouldn't have it here. Not to be funny, if it was a squirrel right now looking for a place to live in the winter, it won't even go into this tree.
It looks sad. Everybody's calling it a
a Charlie Brown tree.
Yeah, it does look a little pitiful. Very sad.
Ay, yo no la quiero dar, si está horrible.
Said it's horrible.
Very displeased.
She's really upset about it.
And Mike, I'd like to close with this is one of your neighbors. I think she lives in your neighborhood. She has never seen the ocean before, and as a 100th birthday present, they took her to see the ocean. So here she is. Although it says here she's from Tennessee, I think she lives on your street. Here's the beautiful Mike, Ruby Holt.
But I've always wanted to see the beach. I've heard people talk about it and how wonderful it was, and I wanted to see it. But I never had the opportunity to do so till just now. No idea. We don't have nothing like Mr. Giles got it.
No.
No, it wasn't scary, but it was cold.
Nice and warm.
It went so well, Mike, that after 100 years, now that she's seen the ocean, she wants to see indoor plumbing. So we wish her the best.
Yeah.
That's Ruby Holt. That's your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great Monday, everybody.
Way to go. See you at the Wednesday night buffet, Ruby.
Ruby!
We're having Thanksgiving turkey on Wednesday. Anyway, that's it. We got to get out of here. Dry your eyes, Ruby. You can send a letter to TMOS Box 2796, Leesburg, Virginia, 20177. And if you want to be in the Wednesday mailbag, we doing a mailbag Wednesday for the holiday?
Absolutely, you bet. Holiday mailbag.
Send it to the jolly one, Rob at MikeO'MaraShow.com. And is Pony still answering the e-voice line
He
ever?
is.
Every
He
20
is.
minutes.
We
Every
actually
20
got a
minutes.
voicemail last week.
Right.
Yeah.
800.
We did.
440.
Wow. It was for Rob.
800.
It was for Rob.
440. 8167 for Rob Spiewak and Oscar over there, and Pony and Rofo and Mac. So long, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
This episode of the Mike O'Mara Show has been brought to you by our Amazon page. Remember, especially during the holidays, the next time you need to buy anything, just go to MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. And happy holidays.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.